Hey, what is up guys, Shahazad here, and in this video we'll be taking a closer look at the camera of the Oplus XonPhone 5. With some great specs, Oplus also packed in a great camera on this phone. So this phone has a 8 megapixel of rear facing camera with LED flash and autofocus. On the front it has an earpiece, some sensors and a 2 megapixel camera. The rear facing camera has an aperture of f2.2 and can record full H1080p videos, whereas the front face can take 720p videos. So let's first take a look at the software and then we'll take a look at some camera samples. If you are familiar with the MediaTek device, the camera app is pretty much the same. So as I said, the rear facing camera is 8 megapixel. On the left side we have some camera modes like live photo mode, which takes a 7 seconds of short clip. Then we have face beauty and panorama mode, and there is also a multi-angle panorama mode which actually allows you to take panorama in any angle that you want. And on the corner we have some quick toggles for jumping to the rear and front facing camera, toggles to turn on and off flash and HDR mode. Going into the general settings, here we have some fun stuff. You can turn on and off geotagging and set manual exposure, and you can play around with color effect to get some black and white and negative like looks. In the scene mode, you can either select the scenes manually or let the software do its job. We have some scene modes like night, sunset, night portrait, steady photo, sports, etc. And in my testing, it all works really great. You can change the white balance or leave it to auto. This is my favorite thing, image properties. It is something like the picture style that you get on a DSLR, just a shrunk down version. So lots of DSLR users prefer to record in flat picture style, like with less saturation, less contrast, so they can color grade it in post-production. So this is kinda what image property is. So you can turn down the sharpness, hue, saturation, brightness and contrast. And this is the difference that it makes. It is decent, just decent. Don't expect it to be on the DSLR's level. It is good for someone who is looking to get into this color correction world. And yes, it also works in video mode as well. So yeah, it's a pretty good add-on and I really appreciate it. And I would really like to see other manufacturers to adopt features like this. In the picture settings tab, you can turn on zero shutter delay and turn on voice capture, which is useful for all the selfie lovers. You can take pictures by just saying cheese. You can turn on face detection and smile shot, which takes a picture with your smile. The inbuilt HDR mode works great, and you can also turn on self timer. And there is a burst mode which can take 40 or 99 shots. Take a look at the shutter speed. In the picture size, it is good that you can actually use 8 megapixel in either 4:3 or 16:9 ratio. And there is also ISO settings. In the video settings, you can use the electronic image stabilization, and you can also take a time lapse. So that's it about the software. Let's take a look at the samples. These are some of the images taken in a bright sunny day, and it performs excellent. The rear 8 megapixel camera has an aperture of f2.2 wide open, which helps to get more light in and take some bokeh and background blur effect. With zoom you can see some blur and fuzziness in the images. Here are some HDR samples. Sometimes the camera struggles to track an object and cannot focus properly. These are some of the shots taken in indoor lighting. Images are crisp and clear. And here are some low light and night shots, and the night mode actually does a pretty good job in taking more light in. Here are some more samples. Coming to the front facing camera, it is a 2 megapixel camera with f2.8 and can record 720p videos, and the performance is great too. When I was testing the camera, I have experienced some heating issue. To wrap all things up, the camera on the XonPhone 5 is excellent, performs great in daylight and also indoors. But you be the judge. Let me know, what do you think about the quality? It is good or bad for the phone that only cost you 7,999. And that's pretty much it for this video. I'll catch you guys in the next one.